What's up, y'all? This your man Bobby Washington out on location today. About to hop out this ride and begin my first location. Doing my sales. I got my USBs on deck and I got my CDs on deck. And most of who've been following me for a while, that I've been doing this music independently, man, for the past 2 decades. And I left my job in '98. And I gave my testimony on the same channel. You can go back and watch that testimony why I left my job as a security officer. So I'm not going to, retouch on that again. But I just want to encourage a lot of you who have it inside of you to do what you want to do in life, but fear is stopping you. That false expectation appearing real is definitely, it's a mother, and it's hard sometimes. Sometimes you have to have things push you out there, like I had in my case, that pushed me out, from the security guard job to this. And right now, we're living in a time, we're in 2024 right now, as this video is being recorded. The gig economy is really booming. You have a lot of people who have regular jobs, teachers, nurses. They have 2 jobs, but then they DoorDash on the side, they Uber on the side, they Lyft on the side, they Instacart on the side. The list goes on and on. And some people, are embarrassed by it. I see them sometimes when they pick up the food, they're like hiding their phone. And when you talk to them, they'll tell you that, I do this on the side. And the way they're not really happy about doing what they're doing. But hey, you're making an honest living. So first of all, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. You're not, robbing nobody. You're not doing nothing wrong. You're providing for your family. So gig economy, I think it's a great time to also give you time to do what you want to do in life, because you're not at somebody's job where you can't focus on anything else. With gigs, you can, in between the time of you delivering food or shopping, you can pause that app and do your own thing. Start brainstorming, writing down some ideas, maybe putting some investment aside to start your own business. Me myself, even though I do this pretty much 9 to 5, my music, selling and stuff, but I also do other stuff. I do film as well. I got 4 films on Tubi. But I also, when COVID hit, I joined the apps myself. I have DoorDash app. I'm an employed DoorDash driver. I have an Uber app on my phone. I have a company called Deliver That, which is a little bit different from the DoorDash, where we actually work for big companies like, they order food for their employees. You may get like $50 to $70 per drop, just one drop, as opposed to going to every house and to regular people. So I got that app. I got Delivered app. So I got 2 caterings. My wife, shout out to Cindy J, she actually landed us a catering gig with Moog. So we got 3 Moogs that we personally deliver for. So we don't go through an app for that. They actually called us to do the orders, and we actually on their payroll. We had to sign up a W-2 form, and we get a paycheck every Friday for doing deliveries with that. So I'm not ashamed of having 3, 4, 5, 10 different gig jobs on top of my music sales. Why? Because I have 2 kids to take care of. I got my wife to take care of. I have 2 cars to pay for, right? We have a nice place that we live in. God has really blessed us, and I feel grateful to have the ability to take care of a family and myself, of course, through gigging, man, through hustling, through grinding. And hustling is not a bad word. Now, it depends on how you use it. Some people say, man, you're just hustling somebody. That way is a terrible way of saying it, but everybody needs to have hustle in them. Even if you work for somebody else, if you're not hustling for that job, you're going to be out of that job. So hustling can be said and taken, 2 different ways. But I choose the positive way to hustle, right? I hustle for myself. I hustle for my own business. I hustle for my family and my kids. So this video has just been made, is being made really to touch upon the people who may feel embarrassed about starting into a gig economy. Somebody who's already doing it, but they're hiding their phone when they go in there and want everybody to know they're doing it. Don't be embarrassed about this thing, man. We're in a time where there's a lot of distractions. Pricing of things are up. We're just getting over the thing for renting. They wanted 3 times the rent, which I'll touch on another video where I'll tell you that there's a bill that's been passed that they can't do that anymore, but I'll make another video about that. But yeah, so now they can't charge us 3 times the rent anymore. They can't go up on the rent so crazily from one year to the next anymore because of this bill that been passed this year. I think it was July 1st. Pretty much all over the United States, you can't do that anymore. But we'll talk more about that, like I said, in another video. But you know, since then, man, I mean, I've seen evictions. You know, at my place, I've been in my place for 16 years in Florida, and I mean, if we saw one eviction every 3 or 4 years, that was pushing it. But this past year, when it was doing those you know, crazy elevation in pricing and all the 3 times the rent stuff, I seen so many people being evicted. It was crazy, man, and it was heartbreaking to see that, man. So if you have to get you a second job so you don't have to live in the streets, you know, if you have to do gigging, do it. You know what I mean? If you have an idea, if you want to be an entrepreneur, do it. You know, follow your heart. You can make it. You know, if you can go to a job and put up with a bunch of BS from a boss. Now, I'm not knocking 9-to-5ers. If you like your job, love your job, and you're elevating, you're moving up in that, and that's what you want to do, hey, I commend you, because everybody can't be entrepreneurs. Some people got to put tune in the can. Some people got to make the t-shirts. You know what I mean? So everybody got a role to play. But if you have a desire and you don't like where you are, then you and only you can change it. You know? So I encourage you guys to definitely, you know, follow your hearts. Jump on some of these gig apps, man. They're paying, you know, daily. Most of them pay daily. I mean, you get that money on hand. You got to wait for no check. So it's a beautiful thing, man. You know, if you have a product you want to go out there and sell, whether it be t-shirts, glasses, if you're an artist and you draw, you got paintings, you know what I'm saying? Or you need to make some, or you have it on iPad, you want to print it out on paper, you know, do that and frame it, man. Go out there and sell your work, man. Take pride in it. And people, make your own gallery, you know, in the streets. You know what I mean? Go to places and make your own gallery. Don't wait for New York to call you to put you in their gallery. Take your artwork to the street and you sell it. You know, for whatever you want to sell it for. You know, I seen a girl, you know, and I mentioned P. Diddy's name, and that's not to throw more shade on his name, because he has enough already. But I remember him and Callie walking down the street of New York, and they saw this girl who was selling a painting, and it just so happened that him and Callie walking together, and the painting that she had on the sidewalk where she was selling her painting, her own gallery right there in New York, it was Khaled and P. Diddy in the picture that she drew, and they were like, "Yo, how much you want for this?" And she told him, she was like, I think she told him a high number, like some thousands, man, like I think 10,000. Well, I forgot the number she said, but P. Diddy returned to Cali and said, "Man, how much you got in your pocket?" I think he had about maybe three grand, whatever it was. But they gave her a nice amount of chunk of change for that drawing that she did. But if she wasn't out there with her own gallery, you know what I'm saying? If she had waited for New York or somebody to put up in one of these big galleries, so, you know, all the big, you know, millionaires come in to see this art, you know what I mean, then she wouldn't be able to have made that money that day. So you got to start where you can, and you will elevate in every facet of business that you choose to do. So, you know, God gave you a gift, and in His Word, He says, you know, He'll make a way for your talent. That's what He says in the Word, but you have to believe in it. You know what? Forget about that word believe, because believe to me brings doubt. When you say you believe in something, because you wouldn't say, "I believe I have a mother." I know I got a mother. So you have to know that talent is right, and that talent will work. You know, you got to know it. Don't believe it. Know it. This is your man, Bobby Wash, man. I hope you enjoyed this little segment. I'm going to be doing these segments every day. You know, I may do 2 a day. So this is my early morning segment before I go out and grind. And I'll probably do another one after I come back in from grinding. All right? And I'll probably get some videos of people buying my music like I normally do as well. All right? But I love y'all for real. It's your man, Bobby Wash. Take care of yourselves and each other. Peace and blessings.